My sister moved into my house while I was on my honeymoon, and my parents expected me to let her stay. Hi, my name is Chloe. I'm 31 years old, married to my husband Ethan. My older sister Madison has spent her entire life believing that rules don't apply to her. If she wanted something, she took it. If someone said no, she cried until our parents stepped in. And unfortunately, they always stepped in. When Ethan and I bought our first home, it felt like a dream. We worked for years to save for it. Skipped vacations. Worked overtime. Made sacrifices. Every achievement felt earned. Madison hated that. She kept making comments about how unfair it was. How she deserved a house too. How life was easier for me. The truth. She spent years quitting jobs and making terrible financial decisions. But according to my parents, none of that was her fault. A month after we got married, Ethan and I left for our honeymoon. 10 days later, we returned home. And found my sister living there. Her clothes were in the closets. Her food was in the fridge. Her furniture was in the guest room. At first I thought I was losing my mind. Then Madison walked downstairs holding a coffee mug. Like she owned the place. Apparently my mother had given her a spare key. Without asking. Without telling us. My parents had convinced Madison that she could temporarily stay in our guest room while she figured things out. The problem? Nobody had ever asked me. When I told her to leave, she laughed. Then she called my parents. Within an hour they arrived. My father actually told me family should share. Share. This wasn't a vacation cabin. This was my home. Ethan stayed calm. Calmer than I was. He simply asked one question. Whose name is on the mortgage? Nobody answered. Because they knew the answer. Not Madison's. The next morning, Ethan hired a locksmith. Every lock was changed. Every spare key was cancelled. Madison was furious. My parents were furious. But for the first time, they couldn't force me to surrender something I'd worked for. It's been 2 years. Madison still tells people I kicked her out. I always correct them. I didn't kick her out. I stopped her from stealing my home.